You've had a lot of the same people around you guys a long time, but just you in particular, management, agent wise, you guys have, that's a rare story.
We're pretty loyal, maybe to a fault sometimes, but I think it's worked out. Like to us, it's all about the people, because there are so many, once you've been in the business for long enough, you realize there are just so many, kind of peaks and valley being an artist in terms of, I mean, a lot of it is based on your expectations as an artist, but I think just in general, you're just going to go through, some amazing times, and and then there's some dark stuff. And I think if you don't have people around there that you trust, it just makes it exponentially more dire when it's dark. And that's when bands.
Yeah.
So around us, and especially our management and the ability to basically, I think lean on them in some of those times where it was like heavy.
Through this process, though, you've obviously met Chantel, you get married, you have the kids. What kind of, I want to get into the balance of touring as a father and a husband and all the rest of it. But I actually want to know what kind of father Raine Maida is. I've seen it in action, but for the listener and watcher, what kind of dad is Raine Maida? What kind of time are you dividing up amongst the boys and all this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, the boys come first. And if I am on the road, like, we did that Bush Live tour, I think it was like 43 shows in the US last summer. Even if there's a day off and I had to fly from Atlanta back to LA, spend 10 hours and then get back on a plane to make the next show, I'm doing it. So it really is about just trying to be in the moment in these different little pods as much as I can. And my kids obviously are one of the most important little pods. So we kind of do anything. And then I think the good thing is that we have, kids are all kind of into music a bit or a lot. And that helps just in terms of them maybe just understanding when I am away for a minute, like they get that part of it. They get the creative part. OLP, definitely when we're making records, we'll come and just kind of, bunker down at our house when we're making a record, and they love it, and they love the energy of it. I think they love the friendships of it. So my kids are they're pretty well versed in the lifestyle of being an artist, and so that just makes it easier.
I mean, you get to balance personalities, right? As of just managing a band and being a part of that process and the glue and sticking it together. But now you've got these little men floating around, each with their own personality. So as a dad, I mean, I got a daughter and a son, each one of them completely different from the other. And I'm trying to balance that, that like, what is she into? What is he into? What does she require for time from me? I'm touring, like, right now I'm not, but I mean, I'm, 7 months a year in my regular gig. So it's pretty busy out there. So did you have any struggle with that? And this is me asking you as a father to a father, that balance of like learning each kid and trying to find your way through it. Or do you guys just collectively have all come together or is it a balance? Because it's very interesting to me to try to balance that.
I think kids are so intuitive, right? I think they kind of let even if it's in more subversive ways, but we get to see when they need attention or when they need something from you. And so even on the road, I think, I don't know if it would have been a very, very kind of probably more difficult situation without things like this, without Zoom, without FaceTime. Because I think that just having that ability to see your kid's face if I'm gone for a couple of weeks or they need to connect with me before a show or after a show or whatever, that is much different than just talking on the phone. Like it's you might think it's subtle, but I'm sure it's like being able to just go into private and hang with your kid. It's huge.
It changed everything for me touring wise. When my daughter was old enough to do Skype at the time, or how far we've come. It's only a couple months in, but it's like being able to do that I was able to parent from touring, like, giving my wife a break who works nights and being able to be like, all right, well, no, let me sleep. I got this. I'm sure I'm in Germany, but did you do your homework or are you taking care of your brother? And it just added a whole level. easy.
I tell you, man, I'll be up in my room or I'll be up in the studio, and like one of my sons will FaceTime me anyway. Like I could be in Austria. They're in their room. I'm like, dude, like I'm right here. What are you doing? And that's just kind of the way they communicate. So the transition when you're on the road, like it's a much easier thing with FaceTime for sure.
I have to tell you, I have to commend you on something that I years ago when we one of the tours, and I don't know if it was OLP or if it was with you and Chantel on its own. I have a feeling it was OLP, and you always made like at dinner time, you would make time to Skype in with them if you were away, and you would Skype in with them to eat dinner with them. I can't remember if it was every single day, but I remember you're like, it has to happen. I have to make sure that we're having dinner every night, so it's a bit of normalness. And I think I'm stealing that. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's a good point. I think that's what you learn early on. It's like kids, that's what they react to is consistency, right? And that's when they start to freak out if they don't have that consistency. So it's, it's definitely time zones, hotels, buses. It's not easy, but you can find a little bit of that every day. I think it definitely goes a long way.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by, friends, to the Brenton On Tour podcast channel on YouTube. Coffee, music, travel, life, all of those things. One page, lots of guests, lots of chatter. We talk about all of it. If you like it, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment. I'll get back to you. Thanks, friends. See you next time.